Hey there, trucker. So happy that you joined me today. So in this quick case study, I'm going to show you how this owner operator saved $27,500 in taxes and added 2 trucks in under 12 months. And I'm going to show you how he did this in under 2 minutes. Now, John was drowning in IRS debt because after finally making the transition from company driver, he worked as a company driver for about 7 years before he got up the courage to go out and be an owner operator. So John made a little under about $150,000 his first year in the business over the road. And he wasn't really focused on setting aside money for tax obligations and any savings. So when it came time to file, even with all of his expenses accounted for, he still had a tax liability of over $15,000. Now, there were some hiccups along the way that restricted him from really being able to pay down his tax debt, such as unexpected repairs. He had a blower that went out. I think he told me the engine was frozen one morning. So it was just a lot of different things, bam after bam. With him being a new owner operator, he wasn't really prepared to handle those expenses on his own. Now, he also had 5 children. He still has 5 children and a beautiful wife at home that he was providing for. And all of that combined with the maintenance on his rig, the high cost of fuel, John got behind on his tax obligations, and then things took a turn for the worse. Now, 2 years have passed since John's first tax bill of $15,000. And he tried to pay it down little by little, bit by bit, but he was still really getting, used to being on his own, having to really foot the bill for, fuel, maintenance, and all of that other stuff. So the tax debt actually just kept mounting. It kept growing bigger and bigger with interest and penalties. Now, the last resort came because after a little over 2 years, John tried to get his obligations under control, but every month he was overwhelmed by his IRS debt and was constantly getting notices from the Internal Revenue Service, and they were demanding payment. And they also threatened him with filing a lien on his home and all of his vehicles, and that includes his truck. So he finally contacted our office to get his tax and finances under control. Now, when I looked at John's finances, here's what I found. Rule breaker number 1, the money came in from the broker and it went straight into his personal checking account. Now, he was paying all his bills, his food, his fuel, his mortgage, his truck maintenance, utilities, family expenses from one account. Okay, and this is really impossible to grow a sustainable business, save money, and make money when you don't know what's what, and you're kind of commingling your funds this way. So running his business this way and commingling his funds made him lose track of his finances, which caused several problems, including no tracking of expenses. So because he wasn't able to really accurately keep track of all of his expenses, he wasn't able to deduct everything that he could because he wasn't keeping track of it. Okay, he couldn't set aside any savings for future maintenance. And he had no savings set aside to put on a down payment on another truck. John always wanted to add additional trucks and really start a thriving business out of being an owner-operator with 1 or 2 guys working up underneath him. Now, he also wasn't able to put aside any money for taxes, really handling his business this way. And his family, they were barely getting by, really making ends meet just barely. And so here's the solution that we mapped out for him, and we restructured the way that his money flows in and out. So after speaking with John and analyzing his finances and situation, here's how we structured his business. So the money came in, okay, and it came into this one account. And what we did, we opened up another account specifically for him. Now, this is the money that we paid him, and he wanted to be paid about 30% out of all the money he received from his over-the-road loads. Now, the third account is his tax account. This is where we are saving for his tax liability. We actually submit all of his tax liability monthly instead of quarterly, just so we are ahead of it, and we aren't letting that amount build up. Okay, so that tax savings is always there. Now the fourth account is his fuel, truck maintenance, and operating expenses. This is everything he needs to run and do business over the road. Now we set this account at 45% because, you know, with the cost of fuel is, you know, is really expensive, and we definitely wanted to set aside some money for any truck maintenance that we needed to do, and then all of the other operating expenses is like food, you know, clothes, boots, and things like that, little stuff that he needs along the way. Now the fifth account is his savings account. This is his profit that he wants to actually keep in his business, and he wanted to set this account at 10%, and he wanted to save specifically for adding more trucks. Okay, so in the first year his finances look like this. He had $150,000 come in. We sent $45,000 to him. We sent another $22,500 in his tax account for his tax liability. We sent $67,500 for fuel, truck maintenance, and operating expenses, and we sent $15,000 for his profits and savings for additional trucks. Okay, so here's the first year payout. So we could have said John's personal pay to be 40 to 50% of income, you know, because some of you may be like, wait, I want to get paid more than $45,000. Now what I want you to hear is that this was just John's personal situation. Okay, he decided to take a less of a personal income because long term he really wanted to put that money towards buying additional trucks, which was actually in the long term going to make him more money. So for the short term, he decided to pay himself less money the first year so he could pay off his debt faster and save for those additional trucks. Now, here's the success with the plan. When you have a plan that actually allocates all of your money out for you, where you're actually budgeting for things and you have money in your account for last minute maintenance, and actually have money at the end of the year to take and buy another truck if you wanted to, or heck, take that vacation with your wife and kids that you definitely deserve. When you're able to do that, you will have success. You will be able to grow your business, and you will not only be able to make and save more money, but you're also going to have more peace of mind. So John was able to pay off his tax debt within this year. He was also able to live more comfortably with his family, and he was able to put down a down payment on 2 used trucks with his savings, the money that he was able to save the very first year of starting this program. And he used the extra money in his operating account to pay for his state licensing, his additional decals, and things like that, because he ended up having an extra income in that operating account that he didn't have a lot of maintenance for that year, so still some money left over that he used to actually buy those expensive plates and everything for the truck. Now John's life 2.5 years later looked like this. He has 2 drivers now working for him. He added an additional $375,000 in revenue. Now he now has an accounting and finance system that allows him to profit and continue to grow his business. And we also restructured the way he was being taxed. You know, John's previous accountant had just left him as a Schedule C, and so he was paying a higher tax amount. So we actually restructured his tax entity. Okay, and this is very important. So if you currently have an accountant, or if you're thinking about hiring us as your an accountant, then we will definitely look at how you're currently set up with the Internal Revenue Service, because that makes a world of difference in the amount of taxes that you will be paying at the end of the year. Now, when we did that tax restructuring, it allowed him to save more in taxes, but we also set up a retirement fund for John, and we were able to purchase health insurance, and all of this, guys, is tax deductible. You know, he's going to be able to write off his retirement fund contribution up to a certain amount and his health insurance. So it was actually tax savings for him to start the 2 things that he needed anyway. Okay, now he's able to spend more time with his family and go on vacation, and now John is looking forward to the future. Okay, he thinks he wants to stop at 2 drivers. He thinks that he's comfortable right now with the 3 trucks that he has, with him working when he wants to, and the 2 drivers on the road. But if John wanted to grow his fleet, he could, and he will feel and have peace of mind in doing so. So I want to ask you, are you ready to grow your business profits, trucker, with a proven accounting and tax strategy? So I have 3 programs for you, depending on where you are at in your business. My first package is called the Granny Lane Basic Tax and Accounting Package. Now, one of my trucking clients actually named these packages, so you can thank my truckers for these packages, okay? Now, the Granny Lane Basic Package is really perfect for if you are a one-person owner-operator, okay? It's going to include your monthly bookkeeping, all of your receipts and expenses. It's going to include your monthly profit and loss. You're going to know exactly how much money you made each and every month. All of your expenses will be allocated. All of your bank accounts will be reconciled, and everything will be balanced. It's also going to include that account allocation management. So how we set up John's accounts, we're going to help you set up the same way. So you're going to have that tax savings account. You're going to have your trucker expansion account, or just your profit account, the things that you want to do with that extra money. You don't have to buy extra trucks with it. You can just leave it in there, let it grow over time, or you can actually use it to, go on a family vacation, whatever you want to do. But we help you set that account management up, and we actually help you by transferring the funds every single month in the specified account. Okay, so you don't have to worry about making those transfers to each account. Now, we also do your monthly estimated tax filing. So we pay your taxes for you, and then we also file any quarterly IFTA filings if you drive over the road interstate. Now, our second package is called the CB Professional, okay, and this is perfect for if you have between 2 and 4 trucks in a fleet. It includes everything in the Granny Lane Basic Package, but you also get contractor payment disbursements, because typically if you have more than 1 truck, of course you have men or gals working up under you, and we take care of those payments to your contractors, and we file those 1099s at the end of the year for you. And you also get a profitability by truck report. So what this is, you're going to be able to see what each trucker and the maintenance associated with each truck, how much that person and that truck is making every single month. Okay, so and we call that a profitability by truck report. Now, our third enterprise package, this is our biggest package, and this is called the Breaker 19 Enterprise. Now, this is perfect for fleets of 5 or more. So if you have 5 or more trucks on the road, this is perfect for you. Now, what's included is everything in the CB Professional, but you also get a little bit more business strategy. So we're going to do more business profitability consulting with you to really help to see where can we make and save you more money. How can we strategize, and how can we squeeze every last red cent out of your profitability to really maximize your revenue. We also handle your accounts payable managed. So any bills that you have to pay every single month, you don't have to worry about that any longer. You can outsource that to us. We handle your accounts receivable managed. So actually, maybe you have to do certain invoicing to certain brokers, whatever the case may be. We handle the systems on how you get paid. We can go in there and go into the system and do all of the calculations and submit any reports or anything that we need to submit. And then we also handle your employee payroll and taxes. So typically you might have, maybe an assistant or someone else working up underneath you. We handle not only your contractor payments and 1099s, but any employees that you have, and we help with the payroll and the taxes for that. So if you're interested in one of our owner-operator packages, go ahead and schedule a call to speak with me. You're going to get a free owner-operator strategy session. It's just about 30 minutes. We're really going to chat and really see if we are a good fit to work together. Now, I've been an accountant for over 7 years, and all I help and serve are hard-working truck drivers like yourself, and I know all of the deductions, tax strategies, and legal loopholes in finance around running and growing a profitable owner-operator business. So let me help you. I'm going to be the best kept secret in your back pocket, because I will help you grow your business. I will help you get on track, and it's going to be the best thing that's going to help propel you to the next level. So go ahead, click the link below, and I can't wait to talk to you.